Good morning, everyone. Respected dignitaries, faculty members, fellow entrepreneurs, and my dear students. So my name is Abhishek, and first of all, I'd like to congratulate and appreciate Jaipuria Institute of Management for organizing this and start thinking about reimagining building startups in the new age, new era. So that's a great initiative, and I'd like to also express my gratitude to the organizing team. They have been very, very professional so far in terms of organizing everything, be it inviting, communicating at the right time. These are small nuances, but they matter a lot. So they deserve a huge round of applause. So all of you, please put your hands together and please give them a round of applause. So today's theme is something which I really relate. If you look at the theme that we are talking about is reimagining startups. So we are not talking about what has already been done. We'll talk about something which will be done in the new age. So all of you, when you will pass out from your college, what is it that you should start thinking? That's something which we'll talk about. So to cut it short, and time is the most important currency in today's era. So I'll try to keep it very short, crisp, and start on time and end on time. That's kind of process I'll follow. But let's say when we talk about reimagining today, about thinking about startups, so this is an age, where AI has solved everything. AI is solving everything. If you look at, there are three aspects around which AI and the new age thinking is working towards. People, processes, and performance. If you look at processes, disruption has happened. Technology has done a lot of process disruptions. Performance disruption has also happened. You see a lot of digital tools, technology, measuring performance of everything. That has happened. The disruption which is happening now, and about which we should all start reimagining, is disruption in people and their behavior. If you look at 10 years ago, technology companies came and they gave, or maybe 20 years ago, the technologies company came and they gave birth to a sector called fintech. So financial sector was disrupted by technology. That has already happened now, right? But now what fintech has done and what fintech is doing is disrupting the way we think about finance, our behavior about finance. Before this, again, last 15-20 years, a lot of technology organizations came, a lot of tech came and it disrupted health tech, right? But that tech disruption has happened. Now, if you look at health tech, has actually disrupted wellness behavior of human beings. 20 years ago, tech companies came, tech came, technology disrupted how we think about education. This has already happened. So now if you look at what EdTech did to us, it actually disrupted the way we learn, right? If you understand this pattern, where the new age, new era is coming. So if you look at the current economy of startups, it rewards, or maybe the new age economy, it rewards creativity, problem solving, your ability to communicate, storytell, because tech is hygiene now. Solving tech is the most easiest thing in today's world. So you should be least bothered about thinking about an idea and converting that into a tech product. That's like very, very hygiene. It is very easy to do now. So that disruption has happened. So therefore, what you need to imagine, and we all need to start imagining about how can we disrupt human behavior at a scale. How can we impact the fundamental myths, fundamental ideas that people have about a problem at scale. So these are certain things which are going to be very, very relevant in the coming age. Another thing which I would like to talk about, which we all should start thinking in new age as we are reimagining the startups, is blind spot thinking. So what will happen, when you study in your college or when you look at world at large, everybody will talk about think big. There's no harm in thinking big. It's always good to think big. But what happens, what is very important for us to focus on blind spot thinking. And I'm not saying just as a theoretical concept. I'll prove with some examples to you. What is blind spot thinking? If you want to start a startup, you have to identify big businesses and identify, what are these blind spots of those businesses. For example, all of you know Google. All of us use Google. Most of us have Android phones. Even if you don't have Android phones, phones, we use Gmail quite regularly. We use so many products of Google, right? So if you look at Google is a huge company. Google never thought of monetizing a product which Google was already providing to its customers, and that product is Google Calendar. A company called Calendly came and it started monetizing Google Calendar, right? And therefore, if you look at, there was a blind spot in the big business which they identified, and they started monetizing it. Second example that I'll tell you, Microsoft already had Skype. Skype was there for ages. People were not using Skype. Then came COVID, Zoom came. Zoom started monetizing a blind spot of Microsoft. If you start thinking in this manner and start identifying blind spots, you will realize that all the big businesses one day were blind spots of some big business, and they converted that into a big business. So what is required in the current age and era is we all start thinking about blind spots. We start thinking about small niches, rather than thinking and start executing something big from day one, because that's something which is not going to happen. So for example, let's say a lot of you will be keen to do internships in your summer breaks with startups and new age founders. I'll also encourage you to start doing internships with traditional businesses. Go to Sadar Bazaar and say that, okay, can I do an internship with you, and can I observe your customers? If you look at what you will learn from these traditional businesses, a lot about micro niches, how they don't deviate from their niches, and how they've been able to build big wealth around those niches, and how they understand and ruthlessly execute around those niches. So these are some of the things which are very, very important, and all of you start please thinking around these things. Another thing, whenever I meet students, and all of you young bright students, you all have great ideas. In fact, when I was coming, there was a student I interacted with, and he shared a wonderful idea with me. The only challenge is that we spend a lot of time validating, revalidating. That's not right. If you ask me, any founder here sitting, all of us, we knew about an idea. A lot of people said that, okay, this is not a good idea, this is not a good idea. People will always have opinion about your idea. But let's say if you have conviction, go start executing that idea, and your version 1 will come. When version 1 will come, version 1.2 will also come, right? Another example I'll give you about blind spot thinking is Paytm, right? Banks already existed, right? Paytm came, and Paytm leveraged technology, and it disrupted how payments happen. Paytm never invented payments. Payments were already happening. We were all doing transactions in traditional ways. So Paytm came, and because it picked up a blind spot of such a large industry. If you look at why do you think banks were already doing transactions, but Paytm came, and this entire new fintech ecosystem, it completely disrupted the way we do transaction. If you look at another example of blind spot thinking, so these are very, very fundamentals, but these are very, very important as we talk about reimagining startups in new digital era, right? So this is really important. What are a couple of things which are important for new age founders, and all of you, I wish you become very successful founders. 3 things, digital intelligence, that's hygiene, right? Like I said, tech can solve, you can solve any problem. Tech is the easiest thing to solve in today's era. So digital intelligence is something which you all should build, learn about AI, automation. This is very, very fundamental. But digital intelligence is not the only thing. There are 2 types of intelligences which always work. One intelligence is human intelligence. Do you understand what problems humans face? And do you have intelligence to understand those problems and create your solutions, and then add tech to build that solution? Then third is self-intelligence. How much do you know about yourself? How much do you know to back yourself, right? So a lot of people, when I work with students and new founders, I see that they have a great idea about something, but what happens, a lot of them fail to execute. So what is also very critical in today's time and era is declutter yourself. And if you have an idea, others might call it a bad idea, or others might not validate that idea. But if you like that idea, just push that and completely start executing. I'll tell you, there are so many companies you will find when you start searching. You would have never even thought about that those ideas can be implementable ideas, but those companies would have built billion-dollar businesses around those crazy ideas, which other people you'll take them and they will always reject those ideas. Another aspect I would like to tell you, what we need to reimagine in today's time and era, is a lot of founders start thinking about raising funds from day one. That season is out now. Okay, gone are those days where funding was easily available. I'm telling you very, very practically, also being an angel investor. So I'll tell you very, very critically, you have an idea, get 100 customers, everybody will be interested in your idea, right? So don't start an idea with a thought that you will have an idea and somebody will fund it. No one has money to fund it. Will you invest 100 rupees is something which you find irrelevant? Never, right? Another thing I would like to tell you very, very practically, being part of many investor pitches, that please, investors don't know everything about businesses. So don't try to create businesses which you think investors will know and appreciate. No, investors are investors. They will invest in businesses where they see a lot of value, right? And many times they may not know anything about your idea. They may have zero understanding about your idea, but they still fund you. Why? Because you have created a product or service or something, and you have 100 odd customers paying you about that service. Doesn't matter whether investors is aware about that sector, industry. As long as people are paying, there is a problem you are solving, and people are paying for that. I think that's something which is very, very relevant. Don't be in this thought that I will have an idea and somebody will fund my idea and I'll make a big company. That's never going to happen. In fact, in next 10-20 years, you will not see that's happening. That used to happen 15 years ago when you used to raise funds in a PowerPoint presentation, and a few slides. That doesn't happen. Another thing which is very important in today's time and era, that keeping your idea very, very short. Has anyone ever here participated? I'm talking to students. Have you participated in investor pitches? You'll get only 2 minutes. 2 minutes to talk about problem, talk about the market size, talk about the solution, talk about the team that you have, talk about how much money do you need, talk about where will you use this money. So it is very, very important that you learn the art of creating a problem and worth communicating that problem in a very, very short span of time, rather than spending hours in explaining. Somebody can't understand your problem in 2 minutes. That's not worth solvable. That's something which is as a rule you must keep in your mind. So these are a few things, dear students, I'd like to tell you as we start reimagining the startups and reimagining startups in new age where a lot of tech disruption has already happened. Digital disruption has already happened. The new era will reward micro niches. The new era will reward blind spot thinking, and the new era will reward the most important aspect is execution, right? Not just thinking. So on this note, I'd like to conclude my address, and I hope you got some insights from this, and I wish you all the very best, and thanks a lot